Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing for you series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks. I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I've been hankering for this for a little bit, so hopefully it's delicious. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, rub the titties. I'm wearing super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be my PlayStation shirt. I mean, come on, man, it's PlayStation. Granted, these days the difference between the systems and everything, and it's not quite like it was when I was growing up, but the PlayStation will always hold a very sentimental role in my heart. The original PlayStation was the first system that I bought for myself as a kid, and then eventually, moving on to the PlayStation 2, I kind of skipped the PS3, though I did eventually get one. And then eventually onto the PS4, and I still don't have a PS5 because I just haven't found anything that really grabs me yet. But that's just the gaming landscape as it is right now. But I do love the original PlayStation in particular, and the PS2 is great also. And yeah, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Sony, even though sometimes they do stupid shit. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? What have I been hankering? Well, folks, I've been meaning to get this in for a little bit. Like at least a couple weeks. It kind of popped in my head, and I was like, I want to make that happen. Because I suddenly had a craving for Italian food. And not just any Italian food, specific Italian dish, quite possibly the most iconic Italian dish, at least by American standards, spaghetti and meatballs. And the thing is, I actually have like some proper Italian restaurants around me. I've reviewed some of their stuff. But I actually have kind of a favorite place that I like to go. And where's that? It happens to be boom, pasta to go. It's a cool little spot in Elmhurst, Illinois. It's a pasta restaurant in a gas station. It's a really weird business model. I don't entirely understand it, but I've reviewed a bunch of stuff from these folks, and I've never been disappointed with what I've gotten. And I figured, man, screw it. Let's get their spaghetti and meatballs, and let's do a review. So, I got a regular order, not a large order, so I wanted to get a large order, but I was like, I got another thing to review after this, so let's get the thing for the thing. Ooh. Oh, and by the way, what with this being a review of a local establishment, this review is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local establishments. I mean, that's not bad looking. Can we get a thing for a thing? We'll do it like this. Maybe, and we'll just kind of ha 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 ha. Yeah, only 2 meatballs, but they are good size. And again, this is just a regular order. They do have a larger one as well, so. Alright. Yeah, man, I've been craving some spaghetti and meatballs. Which is weird, because, like, I like spaghetti and meatballs, but it's not like a go-to pasta for me or anything. But, yeah. Alright. Let's get in here and let's get us some. First, let's just do some of the noodles. Yeah, let go. There we go. Pasta's really nice. For me personally, could have done with just a little bit more cooking. I prefer mine a little bit more al dente. Is that the right term? I prefer it a little bit softer. I'm trying to be fancy like I know shit. This, I wouldn't say like it's undercooked or anything like that. The noodles are just a tad bit more sturdy than my personal preference. But but they eat really nicely. Flavor on the sauce is really nice. Like, genuinely really nice. Again, it's such a weird idea, like, hey, let's have a pasta place inside of a gas station. But the thing is like, when you think about it, you know, at least here in America, we tend to think of Italian food as very fancy and very, you know, kind of ritzy food. But, like, in actuality, like, pasta and stuff like that, you know, obviously there's work that goes into it, you know, but, like, it's not crazy fancy inherently, you know? I mean, one of the things, they were talking with a historian, and they're like, why do so many, or why did pasta take off, you know, so big in Italy? And they're like, because it's relatively cheap to make, and you can do a lot with it. So, you know, having it in a gas station setting, although a little bit unusual, doesn't entirely not make sense. And but thing is, you gotta do it well. And actually, I think Pasta to Go does a really good job. The sauce on that is really nice. Has a nice garlicky aspect to it. It's not too strong in one way or another. Like, it has a good amount of balance to it. A little bit of acidity from, like, the tomato, but, like, really flavorful. Really, really good, actually. I really like the sauce here. Yeah, definitely getting hit with that nice undertone of garlic. Really nice sauce. Really nice sauce. Okay, but spaghetti and meatballs, we got to get in and get us a meatball. Now, yeah, you only get two. Those are some pretty big meatballs. You can definitely break these up into probably about three. Let's go in. That's a good tasting meatball. It's nice. It's not overly dense. And it tastes like a meatball. And, you know, sometimes, especially if, you know, if you're getting like canned meatballs or whatever, you know, the bullshit stuff, yeah, you know, it doesn't really have that proper meatball taste. But no, this actually does. Very well seasoned. It's got a little bit of a meatloaf vibe to it. I don't mean that in a bad way. Meatloaf is delicious, by the way. People need to stop shitting on it. No, that's really good. It's like the perfect density. Very meaty. Very good, man. I'm having a good time right now. All right, well, two questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. Like, here's the thing. Again, at a glance, it's such a weird idea of, you know, again, pasta from a gas station. How could that possibly work? Here's what I can tell you, folks. Every time that I've been to Pasta to Go and gotten anything from their menu, it is well exceeded whatever expectations might be placed on it, given the setting it's in. And moreover, it's genuinely really tasty pasta. Like, they clearly know what they're doing. And I think that, you know, spaghetti and meatballs, it's one of those things where, like, it's, you know, a classic dish, but doesn't give you a lot of room to hide. If you fuck it up in one area or another, it's going to be very evident. And in this case, sauce is really good. The noodles are tasty. I mean, my only critique would be, again, you know, I would have liked mine just a little bit softer, but that is a very minor gripe. And then the meatballs themselves are really, really tasty. So, like, I mean, is it as good as, like, properly really good homemade stuff, especially if you happen to have, like, any Italian friends or something like that? You know, maybe their mom can... I mean, it's not going to match that. But I've had worse spaghetti and meatballs from, like, actual, you know, like, pasta places. It's not only good as gas station pasta, it's good pasta. I really like it, man. I'm 100% down with this. And it definitely hits the craving that I was having for it. So, and if I'm recommending it, I mean, look, again, weirdness aside with the way that it's set up, if you happen to be in the area and you've got a hankering for pasta, I have to recommend Pasta to Go. I think they're a genuinely super cool spot. The people who run the place seem to be really nice. You're going to get pasta, you're going to get it quick, and it's going to be really tasty. And even the price line is actually, especially when you compare it to like a proper like Italian sit-down place, yeah. Now again, if you're a super traditionalist or what have you, or, if you, look, you already know what you want. But if you're like me, you're a little bit more casual with it, you just want some tasty pasta, Pasta to Go does a great job, and I can't recommend them enough. I think they do a really good job. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly spaghetti and meatballs-tastic rest of your life. Because I'm sorry, who doesn't like spaghetti and meatballs? It's wonderful. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal favorite pasta dish? I genuinely don't know that I could say. I love some shrimp Diablo. Man, fettuccine Alfredo is always a great classic. It really, pasta, like Italians, y'all know what the fuck you're doing, man. Like, let's be honest, Yeah, there's a reason why your food is, known for being excellent, because it's fucking excellent. And, you just can't go wrong with spaghetti and meatballs. But let me know your personal favorite. Anyway,